Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Penn Foster Live. We have a super exciting session for you guys today. It's November, it's the holidays. Everyone is super pumped up, whether you're spending that with family or friends or with your pets. It's an awesome time full of food and just joy. We have awesome topics today, such as managing stress as a learner during the holidays and some cool updates and resources for all of you learners out there or for those of you who are interested in Penn Foster. But before we dive into the episode, I'm going to pass it off to Jess. It's going to do some quick reminders for you guys.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining. Thank you, Jenny, for queuing me up. Just want to give you guys a couple pieces of information before we jump into the session. So if you are a current learner and you have questions about your account, please check out your learner center. Don't put any personal information in the very public comments below, like your student account number or anything like that. If you need help with your account, visit your learner center to get help. And if you are not a current learner, but you are interested in learning more about Penn Foster, you can give us a call at admissions, and that number is 1-888-427-6500. All of that being said, we love to have a conversation with you guys. So please, if you have any thoughts, tips and tricks for managing stress during the holidays that work for you, drop them in the comments. And we will see you down there. But all of that being said, I'm going to pass it back over to Jenny to run through our agenda, and then we'll get into all the good stuff.
Yeah, so for today's agenda, we're going to be talking about stress during the holidays, how you can manage it as a learners. We're going to give you guys some awesome resources as well as a little social media announcement. But first up, we're going to jump into the tips, the strategies, all the goodies that you'll need to know to survive as a learner during this holiday season. So, as you all know, the holiday season is coming up. Although it is a fun, warm, cozy time, it also brings a lot of stress to a lot of people, myself included. Whether you're planning, hosting, trying to figure out your schedule between your family, your friends, yourself, everything involved in your responsibilities, it can get a little overwhelming as a learner. So Jess and I are going to jump into a couple tips, strategies so that you guys could be successful and try to stay a little sane during this holiday season. So the first one is to set realistic expectations. So remembering that you don't have to do everything perfectly, whether it's your lessons, your family events, your holiday responsibilities, you want to give yourself permission to do your best and not someone else's version of perfect. So if you're late for hosting an event, let your guests know that you're running a little behind. If you're worried about your lessons or your writing assessment or your program, make sure to prioritize that first. So, really set realistic expectations. Things might be a little bit late. You might not finish everything. You might not do all of your holiday baking, and that's totally okay as a learner during this season. Another big thing is to create a simple study schedule. Don't try to cram. Map out small, manageable study blocks so you could stay on track without burning out. Because the holiday seasons are so stressful, one day you might be talking about your parents about what house to go to for the holidays. You might be talking about your partner if you're hosting your in laws, or you might be having Friendsgiving on Friday and a Saturday. When is it that you can study? When is it that you could sit down and write your assignments? Maybe you tell yourself, I'm going to work on this for 30 minutes and then I'll focus on the holiday planning. Or do the holiday planning first and then do a little 15-minute study session. So plan it out for yourself. As you all know, with the Penn Foster programs and courses, it is super flexible and built around your life and your schedule. So if you want to spend that quality time with your family and your friends and your pets, feel free to do so and then jump right back onto it. The third one is to use the power of no. I love saying no. The older I get, it is my top three words, just straight up no. Definitely okay to set boundaries. Saying no to extra plans or obligations can protect your time and honestly, your mental energy. If you don't want to do a baking contest with all your friends and you'd rather stay at home and take one of your lessons, then go ahead and say no. Um, Especially when you need to focus on finals or upcoming deadlines, this is really the time for you. Holidays is about resting and just taking it in for yourself as well. So keep that in mind. With taking breaks, another thing that goes into it is taking intentional breaks. Rest is not a reward, it's actually a requirement. Everybody deserves to rest, even during the holiday season, especially you as learners. You might be working a full time job, you might be working part time. No matter what shift you're on, you're balancing a lot of things. A lot of you out there are working parents who have responsibilities. Not only are you working, but you're taking care of your kids, you're driving them to school, and you're learning as a learner, whether you're in the vet tech program or any of our healthcare programs. You're honestly doing a lot. And you definitely need to give yourself a pat on the back and take those short breaks or naps, or really just step outside for fresh air and reset your brain. So, super important to take intentional breaks. The last one that I have for you guys before I pass it off to Jess is to stay connected but selectively. The holidays can be emotional. You might be forced to spend holidays with a lot of friends and family and relatives that you haven't met forever. If you have an aunt or a cousin who is super stress inducing, understand that you need to prioritize yourself and you could even limit those interactions and understand your workload and that not only are you a working learner, but you have things to fulfill as well. So understand your workload, your triggers, your stress during this holiday season. Just understand yourself first and what is it that you need, and then plan out your schedule and who you want to be connected with this holiday. Jess, anything to say about those tips, or do you have any other awesome, helpful tips for our learners out there?
So I think that the ones that you threw out here are so great. In particular, you using the power of no. I am the kind of person who should say no more than I do. And protecting your peace and protecting your bandwidth for what you can and can't handle during this time of the year when things can get really, really busy and really overwhelming. It is definitely a superpower that is so important to hone, especially at this time of the year. So I think that was a really great one. And also staying selectively connected, that is huge. Like, we live in a world where we are so connected to one another that we are expected to be available to people at all times of the day, any time of the week, 24/7, 365, because we have email, we have text messages, we have phone calls, we have DMs. Like, we are made sometimes to believe that we should be able to be reached and be connected with at all times because of the amount of connection that we have to one another. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you should be doing that. You know what I mean? That you should be available to everybody at all times. So I think protecting your peace in that way is also super, super important. Some other tips are things like practicing quick stress relief techniques like stretching, deep breathing, listening to music, or journaling. These are perfect for when you're overwhelmed, but when you're short on time. You can also, one important thing is to keep healthy habits. So at this time of the year, you might go through an entire day and say to yourself, I didn't drink an entire bottle of water in the whole day. You want to make sure that you're drinking water, you're managing your sleep correctly, you're eating balanced meals. And not only is that going to help you with the post holiday kind of like crash, but it helps your brain perform better and your body will feel better. So take care of yourselves and keep those healthy habits going. This one is really awesome. And I think that this is something that a lot of people can take advantage of, not just with schoolwork, but with all of the tasks you have at the holidays in general. Breaking your tasks into micro steps. So instead of saying, I need to study, or I'll review one lesson, or I'll write I need to study, you should say, I'll review one lesson, or I'll write for 15 minutes and I'll set a timer and I'll be done after that. When you break these tasks down into smaller chunks, it makes them less intimidating. And that can also go for wrapping your Christmas presents. Like, you're going to have all of these things that you might need to box, label, wrap, get ready to send in the mail. Take those in chunks and don't feel like you have to get it all done at once, because that daunting feeling you get when you try to do a giant task all at once sometimes leads to you not doing it at all. So breaking those things up into smaller steps is really important. If you're struggling with your coursework during this time of the year, communicate with your instructors. Reach out as early as possible. When you start struggling, get that message out to your instructor. They understand that the holiday season can be tough and might be able to offer guidance or flexibility. So use the village at your disposal that comes with your instructors and talk to them if you need them. And our last tip, which I think is the most important of all of them, is to give yourself grace. You are juggling so much at this time of the year, not just shopping and trying to see family members and trying to make the most of your time. You're also working on a program that is self-paced and is very, very easy to say, I'm not going to study today, or I'm not going to work today, I have other things going on. That is okay. Giving yourself the grace to walk away from things that you know you have to do, but you have time to get done at another point, is not only practicing self-care, but it's helping you build those healthy habits of putting yourself first. Celebrate your small wins. Don't compare your progress to others. And every step forward does count. So remember that above all else. All of these are important, but giving yourself grace during this time of the year when everything is being put on your shoulders is so, so unbelievably important.
Those are awesome tips. Thank you so much, Jess. We hope you guys really benefit from hearing all of those tips and strategies for managing stress as a learner during the holidays. As we both mentioned, it is a very stressful season, although it is fun. We definitely want all of you to recognize as learners that you come first. So definitely take those breaks, create your schedule, and implement all those things that we've been saying. Not only can you rely on instructors, as Jess mentioned, but we also highly encourage you guys to connect with other learners. And this might be hard to do because you guys are remote, but luckily for you, we have a wide variety of groups that live online. So in these groups, you guys can stay motivated, you could share study tips, discuss your course, your career goals, and build a sense of community. Many of our learners form virtual connections and friendships that they actually carry on through to graduation and beyond. So Jess and I had the awesome opportunity to go to graduation this year, and many of the learners actually kind of already knew each other because they were in the Facebook groups. Um, so don't feel like you have to be alone during this holiday season. Make sure to join these groups because you can ask others who are in the exact same program as you questions as well. If you have any concerns, if you're interested in what it takes to get an internship as a learner in the vet tech program, there are others in the group who could help you answer those questions and offer that support for you guys. So we have quite a few groups, which we will list in the comments below. But for all of you Reddit lovers out there, we actually have a Penn Foster subreddit group. So if you have any questions on there, you want to engage, you're a fan of Reddit, this one is definitely for you. For those in healthcare, we have the medical assistant group as well as the medical billing and coding. Those are two very, very, very active groups that you guys can join. There are also alumni in there as well. So if you want to talk to learners who have been in your position and are now out there and working full time, definitely join those groups. We also have two dedicated to the vet tech programs. One is veterinary assistants, and the other is the veterinary tech group. Two awesome resources for those of you in those programs as well. We know that there are a lot of questions about how is it that you're going to have a career after those programs? What is it that you're learning? That's where you can go in and ask not only the instructors, but also learners who are doing the program like you. We also have an alumni group for those of you on this Penn Foster Live who are an alumni. If you want to reconnect with somebody or build your network, make sure to join this Facebook group. We have a huge following in this group, ranging from a lot of learners from this year, 2025, all the way back to, I believe, 1980, which is wild because you have a wide range of learners who have been in your position. So if you're an alumni, feel free to join this group, or if you're super close to graduating the Penn Foster program, whether high school or career in college, make sure to join this group as well. But we have a lot of awesome groups that you all can join out there and build your own communities, especially during this holiday season. If you're stressed about a lesson or course, go on out there and make those connections because chances are they probably have the same questions and stresses as you. A lot of you guys in the Penn Foster programs, we understand it can be a little bit hard if you're working full time and then you're doing this program at night or in the morning, and some of your friends or colleagues might not understand. And these groups are good resources for you guys because there are people out there who have been in that position juggling a lot. Especially during this holiday season. So, again, we're going to drop them in the comments. But again, if you have any questions or you need official support, account related questions or concerns, you should contact the school through your Learner Center. So again, any official support or account related questions, make sure to head to your Learner Center. But Jess, we have a pretty big announcement for social media. Can you let everybody know what's new and what's up?
Absolutely. As you guys know, we are pretty widespread in terms of where we are available to you guys on social media platforms. In the last couple of years, we've launched on TikTok, we've launched on Threads, and that bandwidth actually helps us clear up some places. So we are actually going to be signing off on X. From a Penn Foster perspective. We are bidding farewell to that platform, but the fun does not end there. If you're part of our community on X, we encourage you to stay here on Facebook, join us on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. We're going to be sharing the same updates there, but want to make sure everybody is aware that we are stepping away from that platform. So don't expect to see any new updates from us there, but we are available on all of your other favorite social media platforms. So give us a follow there. Another place where you can keep up with us is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and SoundCloud for our podcasts. So really, we are basically everywhere you are except for X. So feel free to follow us on all of our other platforms so that you can stay up to date on all of the cool stuff and get to see more of these awesome lives done by Jenny and I.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jess. But that concludes our Penn Foster Live for today. Thank you again for joining us. If you guys have any questions about Penn Foster or if you're thinking about enrolling this holiday season, visit the Learner Center if you have questions or give us a call at 1-888-427-6500 to enroll. If you're interested in learning more about the programs that we offer, make sure to check out Penn Foster as well. We will have all those links down below. We have a bunch of programs that are catered to you guys, especially in today's economy, just a lot of in-demand skills that are available out there for you guys. If you want to catch up on past episodes of Penn Foster Live, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We'll link that below. And if you're a Penn Foster alum, or if you're in the vet tech group, or if you're in the medical assistant program, again, make sure to join all those awesome groups. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us for this awesome episode of Penn Foster Live. We hope you guys have an awesome holiday season, and we'll see you guys in December. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.